Hi guys, it's Emily from Frugal here, back with a what we ate this week video. I forgot to record an intro for this, so you get me now. If I haven't recorded lunches, it's because we're eating leftovers, or a lot of the time I'll just have a piece of fruit for lunch and skip lunch and then just have a big meal and have breakfast and dinner. So if I haven't recorded a lunch, we've probably had leftovers, if I've indicated there is leftovers, or I've had a piece of fruit or something and the kids have just had something crap because it's been school holidays the last 2 weeks. Also, there is the freezer fiasco, and then everything starts for what we've been eating. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, if you like this kind of content, to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Alright, so one of the kids just asked for an ice block. They went to get one and then brought me the pack and went, they're all melty. Obviously, I freaked out because that means one of my freezers isn't working, right? Came out and checked my freezers. One of them completely defrosted, completely off. The other one is off but stayed solid. This is the importance of keeping your freezer full. So I'm going to show you that. All right, so this is my small freezer, my crap freezer without any drawers or shelves. It is completely defrosted except for my chicken stock down here. All the bread's defrosted. The spring rolls are okay. The ice blocks melted everywhere, so I had to clean up a bunch of chocolate milk ice block everywhere. And yeah, so I basically keep bread and convenience items in this freezer, so it's not too bad. I did lose a couple of pies, but that's okay. It's on now. I've got it on super freeze, and once I close this door, it's gonna freeze everything solid. The back there, I have my butter, that's all frozen solid because it was at the back and stocked, but all of this that was at the front is completely defrosted. That'll refreeze fine. And dripping everywhere. So that's that. Here is my really important freezer with all of my breast milk, which was also turned off, and that one was completely defrosted, so it's probably been 2 or 3 days. I found out what the culprit was. Hubby had plugged something into the power board and overloaded the power board and didn't bother to check or anything. So this was off. This is all the see how there's ice? This is all still frozen solid, but it was off. It's frozen solid because it's packed super tight. So let's see if I can show you. So there are breast milk bricks just like these ones down there, all packed in, covered by HelloFresh ice blocks, packed with veggies on this side. Then I've got some meat and stuff in this one with a HelloFresh block on top. Baby food, HelloFresh block. Then we have more blocks. The whole bottom is covered. This is the second layer. And then where I don't have another block to go in yet, I have all these HelloFresh ones, which meant while it was off, it's defrosted a little. You can feel it's a bit wet rather than dry. But this is all completely solid, and breast milk defrosts really, really quickly and really easily, and yeah, it would not be good. This is what I was freaking out about, but this is all still solid after I'm pretty sure he did this on Saturday because I remember him going to plug something in. So Saturday, it is now Monday afternoon, so it has been off for well more than 48 hours, but all solid. I'm going to close this now, but that's all. That is still frozen solid. That's why keeping them stocked and full of stuff is really important. I can always pull out HelloFresh bricks as I put more stuff in, but as long as the top layer is ice and everything is packed super tightly, they'll each keep each other cold if the power goes off. Whereas with that small freezer, 1, it was quite empty. 2, there was nothing solid in there frozen. There was no ice packs, no. I usually fill up water bottles full of water and freeze those too to help keep it cool, because then as the temperature lowers, those things are letting out, they're starting to melt, but they're providing cold to keep everything else cold. It's like when you pack all your frozen items together and they stay cold on the way home. So yeah, my big freezer is plugged in directly to the power point, so it's fine. My fridge freezer is fine, but thankfully everything in there except for one of the meat pies is all refreezable. So yeah, but that is the importance of 1, not letting anybody touch your freezer PowerPoints, And 2, checking your freezers regularly and keeping them stocked up with extra cold ice. And the fuller they are, because of that same phenomenon where they keep each other cold, they don't cost as much to run. So if it's completely full of frozen stuff, it's just maintaining the temperature rather than if it's quite empty, it'll drop mid-cycle and then I'll have to bring it back up to temperature, and it kind of does this. Whereas if it's full, it kind of just, it smooths that curve a bit. So lunch today is the sweet potato glass noodles, which I have cut up in pork mince and oyster sauce. So good. With a soft fried egg, sriracha, and some fried onion. I have a second egg already done up over here, so if I want more I can get seconds. I have a ton. This was 500 grams of pork mince, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of honey, a tablespoon of ginger, and some water, probably maybe a third of a cup of water just to thin it out a little bit, a brown onion and a little pinch of garlic in with the mince, cooked it all up, made the noodles as per the packet, cooled them off, cut them up, and it's so filling, so warm and wholesome and delicious. And the noodles are so like nice and chewy and have a real nice bite and mouthfeel to them. All right, so dinner tonight is going to be some pizza roll / garlic bread roll things. There is noise going on in the background. It is after swimming. It is just before dinner time. My house is busy, so please excuse that. But I have these par-baked buffet rolls that I got from Drake's one day, and they have been in the freezer. They were $1.88. They're quite reasonable size, I think. I have some pizza cheese from the freezer. I have some butter, half an onion from last night's salad, some garlic, and the pepperoni that I got in that last grocery haul you would have seen. And I'm going to make up some little pepperoni pizzas and some little garlic bread, with some with cheese, some without, depending on what each person wants. Some with barbecue, some with tomato, again, depending on everyone's preference. The plan is to only use one of these, so that'll be $1 worth of pepperoni, half an onion, handful of cheese, the rolls, some garlic, and some butter and sauce. So this is going to be super cheap, under $5 meat. All right, so I've just popped these in the oven for 5-6 minutes. They were frozen, so I put them on for a little longer than the packet said. They look wonderful, nice and crisp on top, soft and fluffy in the middle. And now I'm going to cut them in half and lay them out on this tray. All right, so I've cut these in half. I've put barbecue sauce on those 6 and tomato sauce on those, because I only have one that eats tomato sauce as a base. 2 pieces of pepperoni on every one, and a handful of pizza cheese. And then I'm going to knock up some little garlic bread loaves.
Hi guys!
Alright, so I have some plain margarine, about a tablespoon of garlic, a good shake of parsley flakes. I'm going to soften this butter in the microwave for a few seconds, mix it all up, and then apply it to the last 3 of my bread rolls, which I have cut in half and put back in here to be cooked in here and go all delicious and crispy. And I'm pretty sure everyone wants cheesy garlic bread, so I'm going to throw some cheese on top of that too until that's golden. Alright, so I just poured it on and spread it out with a knife, threw a handful of my pizza blend cheese on, and into the oven we go. Alright, so my little pizza rolls are done. The garlic bread just needs another minute or so to get golden brown. So I'm going to serve this up. Alright, so here is tonight's dinner for hubby and 2 children. The other one has boob. And I have a clearance pizza base, the leftover pepperoni, a handful of mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to open a tin of pineapple and stick that on top. And the kids can have a little bit of pineapple on the side of their pizzas. But we have my pizza rolls, some garlic bread, and we even have one left over. have some crispy French fries with a little bit of salt on the bottom. I've just dumped on some pork mince with some caramelized onion, garlic, and some taco seasoning. I'm going to spread that out. I'm going to top that with cheese and nacho cheese sauce, and then gravy, and we're going to have a delicious Mexican loaded chips. I also over here have a Mexican salad with some charred sweet corn, some cucumbers, tomatoes, onion, and some lime juice, and some chopped up cilantro, or if you're Australian like me, coriander. So tonight's dinner is a rice bowl. We've got my basmati rice at the bottom. I did a pickled onion here, and then after I'd served our onion up, I made it quite sweet. I chopped up a Lebanese cucumber and popped that in the pickling juice, which is just, say, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a good splash of rice wine vinegar, water, sugar, water, salt and pepper, just to cover them. And then the longer you sit, the more pickled they get. This was maybe 40 minutes to an hour for the pickled onion. And then I'm going to stick this in the fridge overnight, and I'm going to have the pickled cucumber and onion tomorrow as a side. I did a quick stir-fry veg. My broccoli wasn't looking too hot, but I've got some carrot, zucchini, broccoli, and green beans in there that I just did with some sesame oil, salt, pepper, and garlic. Then I have a Kewpie mayo Japanese dressing. It's just Kewpie mayo and a splash of rice wine vinegar. Stir it up, pour it on top. I got some bok choy over there that I just quickly wilted in some sesame oil, salt and pepper at the end. And then I have a pork mince with 4 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of honey, salt, pepper, water, and about a tablespoon of ginger to give it a bit of a kick. So that's tonight's dinner. I have leftover veggies, I have leftover pickles, I have some leftover bok choy, and that meat will be gone. I also have probably another 1.5 cups of basmati rice. So the plan for tonight is I've gone through the freezers and I have pulled out all of those random little bits. So like 7 spring rolls, a single pie, some Chico rolls, a handful of potato hearts, just all of those random awkward amounts of stuff. And I'm going to grab some vegetables and stuff out as well. And I'm going to throw them on some trays in the oven and feed them to the children and get them out of my freezer and make some room. Like a little mini pantry challenge leftover night's meal. So here are my trays. I decided that there's plenty of food there. I'll just do a salad or some fruit or something on the side to make it less beige, but the children and hubby will be happy with that. I finished this box, this, and this. They're all out of my freezer now, and I have a room for more bulk deals. This was a few of our treaty school holiday convenience items, so they're not in our usual rotation. So the children have had cereal and I'm having my breakfast now. They're having brunch, so we've got hot chocolate, strawberries, cherry tomatoes, a little apple, and some milk arrots for little miss. Mister is having a cup of tea and some toast and eggs with me, and the little mister is skittering around the house in his walk. Tonight was just a quick throw together meal with some clear sweet potato noodles, a soft fried egg, and some stir fry veg, pork mince, and a quick honey soy garlic marinade I threw together. Had this done in about 15 minutes, just had to wait for the noodles to cook. Kids had 2-minute noodles and I just kept the flavor packets out, and I had my sweet potato noodles.